Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Teach Astronomy. My name is Victoria, but you can call me Vicky, and I'm here with Ramy today.
Hi.
And
Hello.
yes, on this lovely Friday morning, and we wanted to bring you guys some astronomy content today. But I figured it'd also be fun if you got to meet one of the other members of the group that works with Professor Impey. So I brought Ramy on. And we're just going to hang out and chit-chat about astronomy stuff. So, yeah. Highland Jersey.
Never get off.
And never.
Never get off track. Not once.
No, never. Well, we do astronomy news on Wednesdays, me and Michael, and half the time lately has been spent talking about not astronomy news at all. So, it's normal.
Boring after a bit. We all love astronomy here, but
yeah, so I guess we can start with kind of like, if you wanted to introduce yourself a little bit to the audience, tell us about yourself.
Sure. I am Ramy. I'm going into my third year at the University of Arizona. Bear down. I'm a political science and astronomy student. I hate myself. I've been working with the Impey group now for I think 2 months. It's been a lot of fun. We've been doing a lot of recording. Also, other things that aren't as much fun, but are important still. Typically, I love comic books, read a lot of comics. I am really bad at playing guitar, but I still try. And I drink an unhealthy amount of LaCroix.
Nice. Hi Yang, how you doing? We have a regular viewer named Yang.
Hi Yang.
ISS, so cool. Yeah. This is the background that Ramy always uses for Zoom.
I forgot to mention I also live on the ISS.
Yeah, he works remotely. So
I do. Makes recording really awkward. I have to send out a hologram.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
/Sus is already curious. You said political science and astronomy. We need more context. Yeah, that I thought would be a fun topic of conversation because I learned about 5 minutes before we went live that
it's a state secret.
Yeah, I just always assume that everyone who works for Chris that is doing, except for me, is doing the astronomy and physics degrees. But Ramy's actually doing astronomy, political science, and law.
Wow.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about like what
possessed me?
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you doing 3 degrees? That's crazy.
So.
But also, like, why? Yeah. Where's the intersection between those?
Oh, I don't know, but I don't know about the intersection. So when I joined the University of Arizona, I wanted to come on as a full-on astronomy, physics, maybe math, and then I took a math course and I realized never again. But I mean, there's a great Stephen Hawking quote about how cold astronomy can be, how it's a really rewarding field, but at times it can feel very cold. So a lot of the best astronomers try to balance it out. And I've always loved political science, law. Those were my favorite classes back in high school, and I really started to miss it. So I looked into the minor degree. I lucked out by having a lot of degree requirements for the introductory course already fulfilled. So I just did the other ones, and next thing I knew, I was on my way.
Nice.
Also, I do a lot of work with refugees and such, and that's also work I really enjoy.
That's really cool.
Balance them.
Yeah, so it's not exactly like you're not exactly doing it because there's some sort of job that you're looking at that has that like overlap or something. It's just that you find these fields interesting on their own.
Yeah, precisely. Though my friends do keep joking about how I would be a perfect Space Force applicant, which hurts my feelings.
I mean,
deeply.
Well, I mean, who knows? You can take up the mantle after. I don't know if you've ever wanted to be a representative of any sort, but like Mark Kelly is running for something in Arizona right now.
Senate, yeah. Rerunning for Senate.
Yeah. So, you never know.
You never know.
Yeah. But, is Chomsky still at the U of A? I have no idea.
I don't think he is.
I don't think so. I think he wasn't even ever really at the U of A. Like, I thought he did, like, a special class or something.
Yeah, he did teach a special class.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was officially part of the UA, but he still comes over and does the occasional talk and such.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them. I wish I did. I haven't though.
Apparently, he's listed in the linguistics department. I don't know if he teaches
Oh,
though.
cool.
Um, it says view courses taught by this person. Oh no, he is teaching. Okay, never mind. I guess he's still
Don't
here.
listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Also, for the record, I have no idea. I know the name Noam Chomsky. I couldn't tell you anything about what he believes in, so this is neither an endorsement nor a bashing of Noam Chomsky. I don't know who he is.
Before I ever saw a picture of him, I always imagined him just as the cut the rope guy.
Cut the rope.
You ever cut the rope?
I feel like I do.
The cute little green guy. Well, can you search up a picture of cut the rope?
Hold on. Also, fair warning to everybody that's watching stream. There may be times, which like right now, where I was lagging for a bit. Oh, and now there's a notification over my face on Zoom. My laptop is, oh, she's trying so hard. And she's on her last legs. But that's the only computer I have to stream from at this place. So, oh, yes.
I don't know why. I always imagined that. I'm a little sad I don't have that anymore.
Let me show. Let's hope that this doesn't kill the stream. I'm gonna try to show you guys.
Live or die for the cut the rope guy.
Here he is.
He's so cute.
He's so cute. That's what Noam Chomsky is.
Noam Chomsky.
I love it.
I mean, it's good that none of my professors are listening to this.
Yang was trying to talk about Nancy Pelosi and said Nancy Pipsillo. Pipsillo. That's really funny. And then she's like, always forgot her last name. Yeah, that's fair. She got sanctioned today. While Ramy's a political science major, I am not. I do not have a lot of interest in talking about political things on stream. I'd love to talk about some of this stuff that you said you're working on, like an immigration kind of project.
Yeah. I can talk about that. I've been working with Ishkashita Refugee Network, which is based here in Tucson, for over a year now. They also do food resource and waste management.
Nice.
Well, no, they're not in the sanitation business, a la Sopranos.
Yeah.
But reducing food waste.
Nice. That's
but I
cool.
primarily work with the refugee side of things.
Gotcha. So is it like a more of the like finding housing and things for them, or like just like helping them access what's the word?
Resources?
Yeah.
So it is pretty much the latter. I mean, I'm going to talk the company line now. What we do is we help integrate refugees into a new cultural landscape. Blah blah blah. But what that translates into is that we help them get over here any way we can. That's really tricky, but we try.
Mm-hmm.
If they're already here and they're stuck in something like a detention facility, we use all our contacts. We call people. We talk to lawyers. We talk to ICE to try and get them out of it. Get them into Tucson or wherever they have to be. If they do come to Tucson, then it's incredible the way nonprofits work together. It blows my mind constantly because they don't have that much resources, but the way they band together. Mm-hmm. So we can direct them to other places. What we do is we kind of do a little bit of everything. I mean, I've made calls all the way from finding housing, helping with getting citizenship, and even calling about an electric bill that's too high. It's everything.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Very nice.
I'm really happy to be there.
Yeah. And did you find that through your program or
nepotism?
Hey, I mean,
because my sister, she just ran into Barbara one day because my sister's a really cool person. She goes around the U of A campus and sometimes just picks up oranges that she wants to eat or whatever. And one time she ran into a group that was just harvesting around, and that's how she met the director.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I came over one day. I was like, I want to do this. This seems cool.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was not off of merit.
I mean,
Not
hey.
at all.
That's funny. And I'm gonna sneeze. Oh,
Bless you.
thank you. But on the astronomy side of things, so what got you into wanting to do astronomy stuff?
Okay. So astronomy was kind of my first real passion in the world of academia. Um, as a kid, we're always, I don't know, I was always looking for like nature documentaries just to see the cool shots of space. And then later on, watching Neil deGrasse Tyson series. Loved Neil deGrasse Tyson. But it was really when I read my first Stephen Hawking book, which was Black Holes and Baby Universes. Weird book to start reading with Stephen Hawking, but that's what I ended up picking up. That was just eye-opening. Like the way that man could talk about the scientific perspective and how we solve things in a way that was really kind of open, but yet still sounded intelligent, so that I could boast about reading that to my other ninth graders was really big for me. Uh, and ever since then, it's like I developed a love for science, and I love particularly applying that with astronomy.
Nice. Very cool. And you're from the Tucson area, right?
I am.
Okay.
God help me. So hot.
No, I love Tucson. It's so nice. But so you were in a very convenient place to go down the street to go to school.
Yeah. No, really. And I hated it because I wanted to go out of state.
Oh, really?
Because like I don't want to go somewhere else. But like everyone that grew up in Tucson has like a deep rooted understanding that Tucson's pretty cool. But if you grew up here, you're like, I just want to try something else
That's
for a
fair.
little bit.
Yeah.
So like a lot of my friends from high school went somewhere else. Not all of them, but for me, it's like I can't justify it because I want to go somewhere else, but it's literally right there.
The astronomy
Like I
program
could
is so
bike
good,
there.
and it's like,
I know. Like
yeah.
and I could bike there. Like I don't bike there because I'm lazy. I could if I wanted.
If you wanted. Yeah. So what do you find the most interesting? I know you're still undergrad, so like we talked about this before stream, but like you haven't had any like research project kind of things yet in astronomy.
Sure.
And what, you're gonna be a junior?
I'm going into my junior year, yeah.
Okay.
First year was COVID, so I couldn't really do anything.
Yeah. And I mean, it takes a while to find a group that you can do like research stuff with. I feel like junior or senior year people usually find somebody to work with. But yeah, like what areas so far have like interested you specifically?
So when I came in, I wanted to immediately, like for context, like in 10th grade, I started sending emails about like getting into a UFA research lab, which never was going to happen. But I really wanted to work with dark energy. I mean, come on, dark energy, dark matter. It's just fascinating. It's like dark is in the name. Like you can't grow up watching science fiction and not want to learn about that.
Yeah.
Also black holes. I did a science fair project on black holes. That was so much fun. But honestly, now that I've had some research experience, not within astronomy, within other fields, I gotta say, it doesn't feel like it's for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's really slow.
Yeah.
Really slow.
Astronomy research can crawl. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really happy to be working with like the Impey group with trying to find out new forms to get education out there, because that's something I'm interested in. Part of what kind of drew me to this idea was I've taken classes in political science about how communication and information spread over the internet, and the pros and cons, which we tend to focus on the cons, but there are pros there too. So I really find what the Impey group was doing with education, trying to find out different tools to help manage this, really important, and it's what I'm kind of more focused on now.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I like what our group does. It's I mean, I fell into it because of at the time Active Galactic was making a lot more videos and they needed a videographer because one of them was leaving. But yeah, then we've been doing the fake science project and everything. I said that you haven't done any research in astronomy, but you have. Like, you're working with our group and we're doing research, but it's like, I kind of forget that what we do is
Technically
research.
astronomy.
Yeah, because we're organizing articles and using a functionality that looks very much like Tinder in order to do so, and you forget that that's kind of a research project.
And it makes it really weird when I go outside to like a coffee shop to do it, because there's on newsletters like Science Tinder. They'll be on like my iPad or something, and I'll be like, I don't want people to see this.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's not what you think.
Yeah, I was at Scented Leaf the other day. If you ever come to Tucson, go to Scented Leaf, people, viewers. It's the best. It's the best tea shop in the world. But I love it. I miss it. But I'm sitting there and I was on Science Tinder for 2.5 hours because I needed to finish it. And I was like sitting with my friend and like working on it. And I realized towards the end of it, I was like, oh, it says in big letters at the top, Science Tinder. And I am sitting in a direction where the entire, Scented Leaf could see my computer screen because I was facing a wall. I was facing the window. And I was like, this is fine. People will have many questions. I'm glad.
But you don't have to stick around. You could go back to Los Angeles.
Exactly. But, man, Science Tinder's fun. Also, if you folks in chat, if you guys have any questions for Ramy, please let us know.
Let me know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of more questions for you. I should have prepared something better. I should have wrote things down.
It's fine. We can just spitball.
Chit chat, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of living on the ISS?
The ISS? At first it was the food, because talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson, I remember, I have the faintest memory of, a documentary of Neil deGrasse Tyson going around showing what the food was like on space missions. And I always thought it was cool, and he seemed to really like it.
I feel like everybody's like, oh yeah, astronaut ice cream, and then forgets about everything else that, you can't just bring boxes of astronaut ice cream up.
Do you know how many pounds I gained last year off that astronaut ice cream stuff? They don't even have that many flavor varieties.
We tried.
I miss butter pecan.
They sell it across the street from Steward at Flandreau, and we bought it one time. It's not great. It's about as good as you would think freeze-dried ice cream is. Actually, no, that's a lie, because when I first thought freeze-dried ice cream, I was thinking like Dippin' Dots.
Oh, that's great.
It's not Dippin' Dots.
Oh.
Dippin' Dots is good.
We should maybe one time when we do our next sit around a table and talk about things.
Get some astronaut ice cream. Yes.
One time, this is off topic, so you can stop me if you want.
Oh, no, you can.
Remember one time I was with Dr. McCarthy. You know Dr. McCarthy. He's just incredible. He's always organizing things, and I was taking his Astronomy 250 class. And he mentioned at one point that he was going to make some ice cream with liquid nitrogen. And he said, but we're also having a movie night, so come over, watch the movie, and I'll make some ice cream down there in the corner, and you guys can come up and get some. And it was right after my physics lab, which was ended at 8 o'clock at night.
Oh my god, you had one of the late labs. Oh,
it's the worst.
Those were rough.
It was a thermodynamics lab too, so I just wanted to.
I had some friends who had I think it was chem labs that were till 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, how?
I don't. It's bad. Chemistry might sound actually worse, because at least with a physics lab, the experiments themselves aren't too complicated.
Mm-hmm. Chemistry, you have to be like you're pouring stuff, and
and you need to be precise.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be me.
When Jersey said she failed chem lab.
So anyway, so we go in after lab. We're like, whatever, we'll just stop by really quick. And we go in, and they're playing this science fiction movie. I don't know what it was. And we're thinking well, should we sit down anywhere? But then I see in the corner, we see Dr. McCarthy pouring the liquid nitrogen in, and I looked at him and I said, all I really want to do is just watch him do it. I couldn't care less about the movie.
You're I want to see him make ice cream with liquid nitrogen. That's fun.
This man has completely captivated my interest. And I look over and it's like this blurdering romance between two 20-somethings and like whatever. I don't care about any of that. Just I want to see.
I want to see the man pour the
I want to see this man make ice cream.
It's so funny. Was it good ice cream?
It was pretty good ice cream. Nice. It wasn't bad. Not the best. It's not Tillamook ice cream, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
What is your favorite ice cream?
My favorite ice cream? Okay, this is going to be really specific because I have a very specific answer. My favorite ice cream is from a place in New Jersey called Dover Dairy Maid. It's about 10 minutes away from my house, my parents' house.
Yeah.
And they have a very specific flavor. And I'm pretty sure they make it themselves because I've tried so many times to find this version of the flavor in the store. But it's a cookie dough flavor, but the base ice cream that they use has almost a like brown sugar molassesy flavor to it. It's not vanilla. It is not straight vanilla. And whatever they do to it, it's really, really nice. And wow. I have struggled for so long to find something.
And is it like consistently good? Because something like that is very
consistently good. Get it like every time I go home, as long as they're open, because they close in the winter. But
wait, they close in the winter? Do people just not eat ice cream where it gets cold? Is that a thing?
I mean,
you guys are just done with ice cream for a season?
So the thing is, they're like, people are starting to change. I like ice cream. I mean, it does get cold. Like we hit 0 degrees sometimes, you know, and like people don't really want to eat ice cream at 0 degrees, which is fair. But like they usually close because they don't have any indoor seating. And there's like there's a Dairy Queen that's also nearby that also used to close because they didn't have any indoor seating, but then they decided to start opening because after COVID they realized that it didn't matter that they didn't have indoor seating because they have a little drive-through.
Okay.
But yeah, it's kind of a common thing there's another thing. This is wild. This is so off topic, but
okay.
In beach towns in New Jersey, it is very typical for restaurants to open in May and close in September or early October, and just be closed for like 6 months out of the year. And
they're just fine economically?
It's really hard, but as long as you have to make all your money in like just the summer.
Wow.
Which is a wild concept when you're more used to like California kind of beaches, which the beach towns are always beach towns, but nobody's going to the Jersey Shore in December, except for me. I do that sometimes.
Boogie boarding or...
Huh?
Are you going to go boogie boarding or...
Mm-hmm. I do boogie board.
I love boogie boarding.
Yes. Boogie boarding's a lot harder in California, though. Let me tell you, the waves are much bigger. That's why surfing works.
I have only boogie boarded in Southern California.
Yeah, they're big waves.
They are big waves. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I feel part of the experience is like getting toppled over and having your own board like hitting your nose and you're like, why am I doing this?
Definitely. Oh, Lynn, Jersey. I remember when a restaurant in Tucson closed because of the rain. I do remember that too. Yes.
Wait, did that happen?
We tried to go to a restaurant. I don't know. I don't know why, because I've never experienced that afterwards, but it was like freshman year, my parents were coming to visit me. And Jersey's my mother. And we were trying to go to a restaurant, and they had closed because it was raining. They were like, we walked up and it's raining, and they were like, sorry, we're closing because of the rain. And we were like, huh? And I don't know if it was like... I don't know. I have no idea. I wonder if we had gone to a place where like they do a lot of grilling, so they had to have stuff outside. But like, I don't remember what the restaurant was. I will never know.
Well, when you said that, my first instinct was that like, yeah, we're closing because the staff wants to play in the rain. Which is like the most Tucson thing I can think of. Well,
I was at Sun and Leaf the other day, and it started monsooning. And the workers, they were like, it's fine. They like left one of them inside. The other two went outside, started dancing in the rain a little bit, and then they switched. They were like, I needed that.
No, because like it's like we pray to water witches here.
Yes.
I remember one time I was in 6th grade, and if I'm telling too many stories, so stop me.
No, it's fine.
And I was in 6th grade. It was, and like, it's 6th grade. Everybody is miserable. Nobody's happy. And the teacher was a new teacher. It was a world history class. It was at the end of the day. And we go in, we're sitting down, we're learning about like Aristotle or whatever. And then we hear it, the crackle of thunder. And we all, I kid you not, it was like an orchestra. We all like stopped out of our chairs and looked at the little window at the top of the ceiling, and we all clambered to it.
Oh my god.
And I remember the teacher didn't even try to hold us down or whatever. She went back to her desk. She wasn't originally from Tucson. She grabbed her mug and went, "Tucson kids, I'll never understand them."
That's funny.
That was it.
I wanted to go back a little bit in chat because before we got derailed on ice cream and stuff, Lynn Jersey and Yang were both talking about the Outer Space Treaty, and Yang was wondering if you, I'm wondering if you, know enough about that to talk about it, and B, what your opinions are.
I'm sorry. I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't either.
I can search it up really quick and come up with an opinion that's not very well informed, which, come on, it's politics.
The Outer Space Treaty, I'll give you a quick definition. The Outer Space Treaty, formerly the Treaty on Principles Governing the... Oh my god, this is a long title. Okay, it's now called the Outer Space Treaty. The original title of this document is... Treaty on the Principles Governing the Activities of States in the Exploration and Use of Outer Space, including the Moon and other celestial bodies. Now it's called the Outer Space Treaty, as it should.
As is correct.
But it's basically a multilateral treaty that forms the basis of international space law, negotiated and drafted under the auspices of the United Nations. It was opened for signature in the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union on January 27th of 1967. Entering into force on October 10th, 1967. As of February of 2022, I guess this article hasn't been updated recently, 112 countries are parties to the treaty, including all major spacefaring nations, and another 23 are signatories.
Okay.
So it's basically... There's probably a lot of...
I got something from a Wikipedia article here.
That's what I'm on
yeah. Oh yeah. High five. Wikipedia is great.
Woo. But the the provisions, is that what you were looking at?
Yeah.
You can read them if you'd like, or I can do it.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can if you don't want to. I don't care.
I mean, the basic stuff seems to be like the exploration and use of outer space shall be carried out for the benefit and interest of all countries and all mankind. Outer space shall be free for exploration and use by all states. And by states, they don't mean the United States. I mean, agents of, countries.
It's funny you mentioned this because I haven't heard about it, but like my advisor for political science does bring up like a lot of space law because he's maybe like, I was like, maybe Ramy, you can put these two things together this way.
Yeah, there you go.
So I mean, look, just hearing that mission, like, as a Star Trek fan, I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah,
definitely. That's always how I envision space. Is it's not ours. We can't put our stamp on it. Practically speaking, though, I mean, let me rephrase. Historically speaking, when there's a new area with lush resources and potential to explore, things happen.
Things happen. Bad things happen. Look at the United States, for example. We stole it. All of it.
No, we earned it. We earned this.
No.
America. No.
For the record, that was sarcasm from Ramy.
That was sarcasm. I should mention
Just
that.
gotta make that clear.
That was sarcasm. Yeah, no.
Oh. Some people believe that.
Well, yeah.
But,
it's why I might not be best fit for being a representative, like you said earlier.
No, you're good. But There's also things like countries shall not place nuclear weapons or other weapons of mass destruction in orbit or on other celestial bodies.
Which that's interesting, just looking at like the trend of how we deal with nuclear weapons. It's like it just
I watched a Kurzgesagt video the other day about nuclear weapons, and I'm like,
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Was that one of the older ones?
I think so. I
Sometimes
haven't
they
watched it in a
revisit
while.
topics.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, and I was just kind of putting it on a playlist while I uploaded some stuff for the YouTube channel. But
Oh, cool.
yeah, it's not a channel that you want to watch if you're already anxious about things. It's a really good channel.
It's very good and very informative, and they do give a
it.
pretty balanced perspective on things, which
Yeah.
I really appreciate.
Oh, Lynn Jersey.
But you're right, it's
Huh?
very stressful. But you're right, it's very stressful.
Some of their stuff, some of the other stuff is just kind of fun. There was one where they, God, what was it? I can't remember. It was some really stupid thing that people kept asking them to do, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll do it. We'll do the calculations because no one else wants to. But sometimes you get some of those, and then other times you're like, and this is what happens if if a nuclear bomb goes off in a city. Let's tell you all of the terrible things, and it's like
all of the details.
Great, I didn't know that.
Didn't want to know that either.
Yeah, but then it's like once the video starts, you're not gonna stop it. It's interesting.
So I just want to say I'm sorry I can't give a more balanced perspective on that specific item, the space treaty.
Mm-hmm. That's okay.
But it's interesting. You gave me a cool thing to look into.
Yeah, I find it interesting. I think it's the kind of thing where this one is actually like a lot of it's not practicable / enforceable right now, right? Because like besides Mars and the moon, we don't really have anything anywhere, and like orbit around Earth.
I mean, we have a lot of things in orbit on like Venus, or have had at some point, but like
but that's as far as like planting people, taking territory, stuff like that hasn't been a thing yet. But like it's good to have things.
Sorry if you guys heard that doorbell.
I
don't know if that picked up.
But like it's good, and there's like what way do you enforce that, right? Like because there's just not enough the only regular presence we have in space is you and your buddies on the ISS. So
we haul down the barrier. That happened. I dropped my water.
Oh my god.
That's just gonna move my water over here because I can't trust my body not just flail limbs everywhere.
Oh my god.
This might be your worst stream yet, Vicky. I'm sorry.
It's great. I love it.
No, but I definitely get what you're saying. It's kind of like making a non-aggression pact before anybody even has any weapons to aggress.
It's like future-proofing almost.
Yeah, which
is good.
I mean, like, what's like really how binding do we think this document's going to be?
It's not. That's the thing. Like, it's the kind of thing. It's the kind of thing with a lot of stuff like I don't know. Whenever you're making like pacts and stuff in between countries, it's kind of just on a good faith thing.
I mean, there are some things we can do to enforce it. We can.
Yeah.
The biggest is levy sanctions, as we've been seeing, but also, as we've been saying, only somewhat effective.
Exactly.
And really, when you levy sanctions, the people that you hurt are the citizens more than anything else.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. Like you apply. The point of it is to like apply pressure to the government so that they can. Also, the populace will also be exerting its own form of pressure, and that might cause some instability. But we never really know how to handle foreign politics. But we talk about like comparative politics. The first thing is like, we're going to talk to you about a lot of stuff, but we don't really know. You can't really know until you're in it.
Yeah.
For the record, this avocado battery pack got some water on it, and I hope it's not dead.
It's so cute. Oh my
I
god.
know. I just haven't charged it yet, so I don't know how much it holds.
I
But
love it.
I want to be able to whip this avocado out of my back pocket and charge someone's phone.
Plug your phone into it. It's so funny. It's like
I'm
one of those old
powered by the
experiments.
power of avocados.
Yeah, it's like one of those old experiments where you have to make like a potato clock.
Yes, precisely, yeah. But it's avocados, so it's better.
Mm-hmm.
What if you put them together? Then you just have the ultimate battery pack power thing. It would also be delicious.
Yes, I was gonna say I would rather make it into some like hash browns and avocado. A little bit. Yang tried to plant his own avocado plants.
Oh,
That's
you
cool.
did?
Yeah.
How's that been working out?
That's great. Does that grow by you? I have no idea what the. I'm pretty sure Yang's in China. I don't know what area of China, but cool.
Very cool, actually. We have someone from China watching?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We have a lot of international people. It's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah. Lynn Jersey before had asked, had mentioned that there's been a lot of politics with the ISS. I think she actually accidentally put ISIS. But I think she meant ISS.
But it's true. There has been a lot of political debate about ISIS in the last 10 years.
But there's been some like political stuff having to do with the ISS lately because of, and we've talked about it a little bit, me and Michael. Sorry. Something made a noise and it spooked me because I'm supposed to be alone here. But what's it called? There's been a lot of political stuff with the ISS because there are American and Russian astronauts up there right now. Actually, let me check.
I mean, typically there are. I don't know about right now.
Who is in space right now? There's a website for this. How many people are in space right now.com? 10.
Bookmark it.
Here, I'll show y'all. 10.
There are 10 people in space.
So let's see. We've got Kayla Barron, who is American. Matthias Maurer.
There's a German guy.
That's German, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. Thomas Mashburn is American. Rajachari, American. Oleg Artemyev is Russian. Denis Matveev is Russian. I'm probably butchering these.
You're doing much better than I could ever. I'm really happy you took over that job.
I've gotten very good. Wait, these people have been, the Russian cosmonauts have been in space for 505 days?
Yeah.
That's wild. But then there's Sergei Korsakov. And then from China, that is Chinese flag, right? I'm really bad with flags.
You're good. You're good.
We have Yi Guangfu, Wang Yaping, and Zai Zigang. And I think that's it. And are they all in the ISS? They must be. There's an app for this website.
I just saw it.
That's so funny.
When you mentioned it, I searched it up and you said there are 10 people in space. I went, I wonder who they are. And when I opened the link, it was literally just the number 10.
Yep. It's great.
And I thought that was it before I scrolled down.
Yeah. I mean, they all have to be on the ISS, right?
I mean,
because China's working on their own space station, but I don't think it's habitable yet.
Well, I mean, part of the tricky thing is getting all the funds to get it done. That's why it's you see a lot of collaboration. I mean, I don't want to.
That's a good point. Yeah, has China done that? No, maybe. Because I think Yang's right. I don't think China's joined the ISS. So, do they have their, hold on. Chinese space station.
China is not an ISS partner.
China must be on theirs, yeah. I didn't know it was being, staffed already. Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Currently aboard 3. Okay. How long have they been up there? Apparently a while. It said 200 something days. We missed that, I guess. Okay. Crazy. Anyway. So on the ISS right now. So China has 3 people on their own space station. On the ISS right now, there were 3 or 4 Americans, 1 German, and 3 cosmonauts, 3 Russians. So there's been some, like, I mean, since the beginning of the Ukraine-Russian conflict, back in, like, March, there's been some words shared between people in, like, higher positions as far as, like, because we have to rely on, the Russian cosmonaut program to, like, bring our astronauts up and down because we don't have a space shuttle anymore. And that's a little contentious. And I remember there was a whole thing of like, well, we're gonna, because somebody was due, the last, like, American crew was due to come back down a few weeks after the conflict actually started. And they were like, well, we don't want to, like, it was like a little shady. They were being kind of shady, like, yeah, we're gonna have your astronauts. This was like one person. This was not the cosmonauts. This is not like the majority of their space program, I'm sure. Just like some political figures, like, we're gonna have your astronauts and they have to rely on us to get home. And we're like, dude, you're not gonna kill our astronauts. Like, let's be real here. You're not gonna do that.
Do we know if anything concrete has been said about, like, any officials?
Yeah, there's been like tweets and stuff.
Oh, tweets. Mm-hmm. But has there been like an official declaration or something?
No, I think everything's still just like
up in the air.
Well, they brought those people down. They flew back to the U.S. They're fine. Okay. And we have a secondary crew up there, so I guess I don't remember who was where, but up in the air.
Over the rainbow.
But I swear some people were coming back down, and they brought them back to the U.S. It was fine. But like our general, me and Michael have talked about this a few times. It's kind of just the thing of like, yeah, these people that are actually up at the ISS are not fighting over things that their countries are doing. Like,
I always like to bring up the point that, like, we call political actors for a reason. They represent constituents. Like, that's all they are. Mm-hmm. So if there's like a group of people claiming this, and it's probably the most radical group. And like, just as a rule of thumb, this might sound really nihilistic, but I don't really look much into what politicians say, and like, I don't put much stock into it. Yeah. Because what they say, what they do, what they think, they're all different things. Yeah. They are political actors. So you'll always see at the first sign of trouble, like, whatever current political conflict is going on, this is the most important political conflict. I don't mean to put down the routine conflict. That is, of course, enormous. But there's always one thing after the next. Yeah. And what something like the ISS is supposed to represent is long-term longevity. It's a partnership that will go into the stars, so to speak. Yeah. And for the Chinese space station, I am on our favorite site, Wikipedia. Yeah. And the Tiangong, I'm so sorry Tiangong? I mispronounced that. Thank you. That one is under construction, so that might be. It looks like most people there are engineers and one commander, so they might be currently constructing that.
Probably. I guess they've been up there a while. Doing that, because I think it was like 200 something days. So
maybe. Yeah. I mean, they also have. I don't know.
But yeah, I think there's definitely been discussion. I don't know if it's like official documentation stuff, but like there's been discussion about Russia not participating or Russia making their own station, and once that is finished, not participating in any sort of follow-up station to the ISS, which, like,
that would be a crying shame.
But I mean, like, so the ISS is set to be out of commission by what, 2036?
I don't know, that sounds about right. I don't know.
Yeah, I forget. Or maybe that's the time when they like dump it in the ocean. Point Nemo.
20,
Watch out,
it-
fishies. 32.
think of 2030. It says it'll go up until 2030 based on a really, really cursory Google search.
I know it was something around there. But yeah, like once that happens, there haven't been any plans for a new ISS from the US at least, which is, I mean, it probably means we're not going to have one. I think they're going to focus on the whole like gateway thing that's like with the Artemis program. If
Sure.
we have any sort of permanent space presence, you know.
I don't know. It's just,
But Russia apparently is going to do their own thing. So
yeah, which I don't know, given how tensions have been going in the current political climate, I guess it makes sense. It's just, I don't like it.
it's just like you'd rather just like have everybody work together and be okay, you know?
Mhm. I'm sorry if I keep looking away, by the way. There's
No,
a
you're good.
sequoia that keeps banging into my window, and now there's a whole flock of them, so I'm really fascinated about this.
Oh my god. A cicada, you said?
Yeah, and they just
Oh,
keep
no.
banging in.
That's funny.
But yeah, again, I don't know the specifics about it. It looks like, again, based off of like skimming a Washington Post article, it seems some officials are citing equipment risk and such, which, I mean, the thing isn't planning to be operating until 2030, but that seems like a sign of like trying to pull out.
Yeah, I
Keep
think
hitting things.
I think Russia's trying to pull out, but also like again, like okay, they want to make their own. It's not ready yet.
No,
So
and
it'd be weird if they just like were like, "No, we're good actually." And
And
then
it's-
just didn't go for a while.
I mean, and it's confusing, like trying to you're not going to be able to parcel up the economic hit. I mean, even if you don't want to talk about cost of equipment, just like sending people up there,
Yeah.
putting those resources in to have them up there, the manpower itself, like that's going to be a heavy burden.
Yeah. And then if Russia pulls out, we may not have a way to get other astronomers up or astronauts up there
Not for a while,
because
at least.
they're our main, shuttle system. Although we have SpaceX now, I guess. So everything would have to be run by like privatized companies.
Maybe we still are. I don't know. I mean, NASA's still working on it. They're just, I mean, it's NASA. It's a bureaucracy. It's going to move slower than a private institution like SpaceX.
Yeah, for sure. But it's interesting. Yeah. On a different subject, because we only have a little bit more time left, but Lynn Jersey was wondering if you've had a chance to go observing in Tucson.
I have actually on multiple occasions.
Oh, yeah.
We've been outside of like field trips when I was a kid and when I was officially part of the U of A. We've gone up to Mount Lemmon a couple of times, looked at the Sky Center telescope, which was awesome.
Oh, nice.
And then looking through the 21-inch at the university full on, like that's almost always open.
Yeah.
So I have done that a few times.
Nice.
I wanted to go to Cape Peak for a while. I remember when I first came in, there was a guy that worked at Cape Peak, and he's like, "Yeah, just send me a text message." I'm like, "I would love to," but now that doesn't really seem like a possibility.
I mean, like, at some point, we'll be able to go to Kit Peak.
At some point.
Might be a while. Yeah, for
Hope
those
is a thing
who...
with feathers.
For those who didn't hear, the observatory on Kit Peak, there's like, what do they have, like 6 or 7 telescopes up there? There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about an hour outside, 45 minutes or so outside of Tucson. And they, maybe longer, I can't remember. But there was a wildfire that started there. And while they have a lot of precautionary measures to prevent there being a wildfire reaching the telescope, it started like right next to the telescopes, like right down the hill that they're all situated on. And all the telescopes are fine, but like the caretakers dorm and the like science dorm, or like the science, like one of the kind of like, was it like the educational center or something? I can't remember, but there's a couple structures that burnt down, which is not good. And because of the fire, they had to cut all power because they didn't want things like electrical stuff exploding, making things worse. And then after the fire, there was a bunch of monsoons because it's monsoon season. So now it's really hard to even get up there because a bunch of the dirt has because the dirt was loose and then it rained a bunch and then now the road's really bad. So
And you can watch all about it on AGV.
Yeah, because we're gonna have we do have a video about it.
I think Ansh
so.
already put up that short.
Yeah, I think so. And we were intending to make a video about one of the telescopes up there. That there's actually a telescope there that started in Steward Observatory. It was the first one in Steward on campus, and they moved it up there. I can't remember when, 50s or 60s maybe. Fleming said it the other day, and I can't remember. But
I mean, at the 50, I mean, that sounds right. I don't remember. I can look at my notes.
You're good. But they moved it up to Kitt Peak at some point because it was a historical telescope, and they use it now for the Space Watch program, which helps locate asteroids and near-Earth asteroids that could possibly be a threat.
And while I was here at the university, we used it to help discover Cepheid variables, pulsating galaxies, which was instrumental in us finding the Hubble Constant.
Yeah, it's very cool. The telescope has a lot of history, and thank God it didn't burn to a crisp. Like, none of all of the telescopes are fine, which, like, Jesus, thank God. Like, my God. But it's still, you can't really get up there. So we were intending to make a video for its 100th anniversary, and we're working on it.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we will not probably be having any primary source footage of the telescope. We have pictures, so it's fine.
Unless we just have one of us, like, sneak into the observatory.
Sneak into the dark dome because there's no power.
There's no power. You probably can't turn your flashlight on.
Yeah. They'd find you.
They'd find you instantly.
What is that? Sorry, I don't know if you guys...
Do you have a cicada also?
No.
Just,
oh, it is probably like a garbage truck or something.
Yeah.
It sounds so loud, though. It's crazy.
We have interesting garbage truck drivers.
Oh, Yang's curious about the pulsars and the Hubble Constant thing. Do you remember any more of that story?
Okay.
Like how it worked? If you don't, it's okay. But
bits and pieces.
The Hubble Constant is, remind me.
So the Hubble Constant is the rate the universe is expanding.
Okay.
And the way we originally found it was we looked at how... So we're able to look at these things called standard candles. Those are type 1a supernovas. They're the big blooming ones, and they're really bright. And they tend to be the same level of bright, too. So we were able to look at those and see how the light, as light travels further and further, it does something called direct shifting. So it kind of changes its wavelength over time. So we're able to look at that, how it changes, and compare it to the distance as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, we can see that there's a discrepancy. And that is the rate the universe is expanding.
Gotcha.
And what the 36-inch was doing, this is a little dubious what I'm saying, because I don't quite recall it. So it's me talking through my teeth here. What it was able to do is it was able to look at this object in the distance and kind of capture, like, frame by frame, to see how it's kind of pulsating and turning around a bit. And then jump from that to the next part, and you have your answer. I'm sorry, I don't quite remember. When we get that video out,
I'm sure we'll have a better explanation for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then. But we should do a whole video on just that, because that'd be really interesting.
It's that Ryan stealing that for a video idea.
There you go.
How Hubble Constant was found.
Yeah, Ramy.
But I did not know the U of A was instrumental in that.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Bear down.
Woo.
You know the story about how Bear Down was
Yes, the whole the football player and the
yeah. His last message was Bear down.
It's an intense story.
It is. I feel like if I was there, I'm like, what does that even mean?
Right.
What are we? How does one like? Do we bear down arms? What are we talking about?
um, but we're about at the end of our time.
Right.
So thank you so much for joining me today, Ramy.
Thank you for inviting me onto your show.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you guys for your questions. They were great.
Thank you guys for hanging out. As far as next week goes, because it's Friday, on Monday I will be back playing some more Subnautica. Wednesday, me and Michael will be here doing astronomy news. And then Friday, I believe I will not be able to be here because I'm going to be traveling again. Because at some point I have to go home. But I can... I think I might just try to take the day off. I'll see if I can find someone else who wants to do their own stream, but it'll probably be a day off that day. But I'll be back the week after, and I will be in a place the Monday after that where I will definitely not be able to play Subnautica because my laptop can barely handle apparently Zoom, Streamlabs, and one Chrome window open because I have nothing else running.
Singular Chrome window.
Yeah. So it will not be able to run Streamlabs or Subnautica at the same time. So maybe that's the day we play the original Space Invaders.
Oh, whoa, that'd be fun.
Or something. But
are you good at Space Invaders?
No.
No,
I don't think so.
But
But we'll figure something out to do that thing. But thank you again for joining me. You were lovely. And we will see you folks next time.
all right, catch you guys later.
Bye everyone.
Thanks again.